Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, it's Korzak. Welcome to my video. In this video, we are running through Wolves Den level 15. So you get to this part in the game just by going through the main story. I'm pretty much just gonna run through this dungeon and kind of show you guys how I play through it. So really, it's just fighting normal enemies. You can skip ahead to the boss fights if that's the part that you want to watch, but I'm just going to record myself going through the whole thing. The actual monsters are easy enough, I suppose. There's not really too much to look out for with them. It's mainly just the bosses. And I would say more or less they just take a long time to deal with. Oh, and here are my abilities. I'm actually going to max Stormblade out right now. These are the abilities that I would generally use going into Knight or Gladiator. Of course, if you wanted to, you could pick up the hammers and then just use your skill reset later at level 19. I'm playing on Sunday right now, so we have double experience, so I may almost be ready for the job change after this, honestly. Warrior is one of the easier jobs to go through dungeons as. Because as you can see, I do decent damage, I just move really slowly. My movement speed's only 156. I could of course put item mall gear on this character, but that's not realistic because most new people aren't going to have access to that kind of stuff. Not right off the bat, so obviously if you have that, it'll make this much faster. Okay, there's basically 2 or 3 sections for actually fighting monsters here. They're pretty much all the same, and these bosses are pretty similar to each other as well, actually. They just take a while to beat. Okay, we're at our first boss now. We're fighting Sheik. This guy's pretty easy. He'll pretty much just attack you with his axe. I like to clear out the monsters surrounding him. It's usually going to give you an easier time, because then there's less on the screen. You don't have to deal with it as much. Cut down at level 1 is definitely good enough. In my opinion, you don't need to put more points into it because monsters go up to a decent enough height. So if you had the hammers, you could just spam them on him. It would be slightly faster than this. But I don't usually play with those abilities because I don't use them after we turn into a knight or a gladiator. So it would be helpful right now, but it won't be helpful later. So I don't mind just playing like this. So I'm going to keep healing myself so I don't go down. he pretty much just has his normal generic axe swing. He does that slam right there, and he will also eventually jump up into the air and do a slam into the ground. It's what's the word? There's a marker for it, so you'll be able to see it. I'll point it out when he does it. I'm basically just doing X attack, air combo launch, cut down, and I'm using the blow ability. And that'll pretty much be the best way to go through him. There we go. That's his ability right there. He just jumps up and smashes into the ground. Yeah, that's it. You can either just accept his attacks and heal through it, or you can try and dodge him. You can jump over that ability right there, which is pretty easy to dodge. For the slam, you can just kind of go up and down to dodge him, and for that, just get out of the purple thing, and you'll be okay. That's really all this guy is. He's pretty easy. If you can do this with another player, you should, because it'll save you time, but this is very soloable. It just takes a while. I was considering doing this on a mage, but I really didn't want to level a mage, so sorry about that. But the idea is the same. It'll just be even slower than this is. There we go. That leveled me up too. I actually think he just dropped me no, he did not. No upgrades, but that's okay. It would have just been defense anyway. We aren't going to have green items at this point in the game, most likely. Unless you use God coins to get your set gear. But that's not really necessary, because you level through this part of the game really quickly. I've actually only played this guy for like 45 minutes, and we're already at this point because of the weekend double experience. I kind of went for that thing out of habit. Okay, we are now at the boss fight. We're fighting against Heath. So again, I just like to take care of all the monsters first. I pretty much do this in every dungeon, honestly. Alrighty, so he usually just does that punch ability, which is pretty easy to dodge. He also does that kick right there that you should be able to jump over. His punch is very easy to see. Telegraphed, I think's the word. The kick you should be able to jump over, but you don't always dodge it. And he does a Hadoken, but it's easy to see. So now we literally just, well, he does the uppercut too, but it's pretty easy to dodge it. Just kind of go through him and jump, and you should be okay. You can also just kind of eat a few of his abilities, but if you get hit by the punch, it'll knock you back. And his Hadoken ability, I'm pretty sure it knocks you over. Let's see. Yeah, it knocks you over. And the uppercut will knock you up. But the kick doesn't actually do anything, from what I can see. So now we literally just hit the guy for 5 minutes until he's done. It's very tedious. That's all this is. Level 20 is actually the exact same, so there's no real point in recording it, because it's literally the exact same dungeon as level 15. It's just slightly bigger numbers. That's it. This is literally it. You can heal through some of the damage and just keep attacking him if you like. But this is a very slow and long fight. It's not particularly hard or anything. It just takes a while. If you're a new player and this is your first dungeon, the game gets a lot more exciting than this and more fast-paced, much more fast-paced. It's just not really a great start. Luckily, it only takes a couple hours to get past the initial hump. But once you job change and you're able to play as your first job, which will be the knight or gladiator, if you decide to play warrior, for example, you'll get a few more abilities that make the gameplay a lot more exciting and fast-paced and make it so you don't spend literally 15 minutes fighting a boss, which is very nice. Actually, I don't think it's going to take 15 minutes to beat this guy, but it certainly feels like it to me. This is all there is to it. You can either dodge his abilities or just heal through them. It's whatever you like to do. The level 10 healing potions are very cheap from the shop, so it's no big deal. If you want to buy 100 of them, it's like 40 silver. You should definitely have that much just by going through the quests. Almost there. This is also why you want to bring other people along if you can, because it will just save you a very significant amount of time, so you aren't just doing this for such a long time. But as long as you dodge his abilities, you'll be okay. And then heal through the ones that still do damage to you anyway. Okay, I'm just going to back off a little bit and heal. If you got your tutorial gift box, you should also have eternity potions, so you can use those to heal yourself up to max. They're pretty helpful. They will go by fairly quickly though. I recommend that you only really use them if it's an emergency situation. It definitely doesn't hurt to have them on your hotbar. But using them in the super early games maybe not the best idea. Just kind of use it so you don't die at the end of a dungeon and have to redo it. Okay, that's the fight right there. It may seem kind of boring, and honestly it is. And you have to run this dungeon a second time at level 20. The dungeon is literally the exact same. But you will have a stronger weapon, so it'll be slightly faster. Because after doing level 15 Wolves Den, after like 2 or 3 more main story quests of just talking to people, you'll then get the master weapon. For warrior, it'll be the master sword, and its damage is going to be much higher than the crystal sword we have right now. So that is it. That's how you run through Wolves Den 15 and 20. They're literally the same dungeon. So that is it. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.